Ahoy! I'm Captain Rob Lee, and welcome to Pirate Lifestyle TV. Arrgh! Alright, welcome to another episode of Pirate Lifestyle TV. Today's episode is about decision, or maybe better stated, indecision. I really wanted to cover this today. Got a lot of activity here on the beach. I'm in Orange Beach, Alabama today. I chose this location because it's been in the news a lot the last few days with the oil spill here. And the workers are out here on the beach. Today's something like day 56 or something like that. And President Obama may even visit this area soon. Anyway, so today's show is about decision. And the quote for today, I couldn't decide what quote to use, so I have two. The first quote is by Theodore Teddy Roosevelt, and it is, "In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing, the next best thing is the wrong thing, and the worst thing is nothing." And the second quote is by Jimmy Buffett, and it is, "Indecision may or may not be my problem." And that's what today's show is about, again, is decision or indecision. You have to make choices in your life. If you don't make choices, if you don't make decisions about your life, if you're not the executive of your life, somebody else will be. You know, there's an old saying of who's driving the bus. Life is not a spectator sport. You've got to live your life. And again, if you don't, other people will be doing it for you, and that is not what you want. I discuss making decisions in Sail the Seven Seas of Freedom several times. And part of the problem today is life is so darn complicated. You know, we're so bombarded with meaningless decisions. Do I drink Coke? Do I drink Pepsi? Do I go to McDonald's? Do I go to Subway? You go out for breakfast with your family and you spend 3 hours deciding whether you should get scrambled eggs or an omelet or sunny side up. You know, it's foolishness. And the point there is that make life simple. I have a saying, if it's not a hole in the boat, don't worry about it. And what I mean by that is, again, make life simple. Most of the decisions you make in life are not that important. It's not a life-determining event. We like to think that it is. We like to make it complicated, but it isn't. It's really, if it's not a hole in the boat, if it's not a life or death situation, then just make the darn decision and move on. Again, you know, you don't always have to be right. The worst thing to do is just sit there doing nothing. Again, since, you know, we're talking about, we got the oil spill here on the beach. Oh, good, there's a truck right behind me over there. You know, it's, we'll kind of use this as an example. There's something called, you've probably heard about it because they've talked about it on the news quite a bit lately, but there's something called the Jones Act of 1920. And it's a maritime law. It was passed by the federal government, so of course it's frickin' complicated like all federal laws. It was passed because of post-World War I to protect the shipping industry. And the part of it that we're concerned about with here today is using boats. Federal law, the Jones Act, states that boats must be built in the United States of America. They must be owned by U.S. citizens, and they must be captained and crewed by citizens of the United States. And that was again done to protect shipping and the boating industry post-World War I. And, you know, I'm not here again to discuss whether that's good or bad or right or wrong. You know, we're not here making a political statement. We're here talking about you making choices in life, making decisions, and I'm using the situation with Washington, D.C. and their lack of decision making and the Jones Act and that. This is just an analogy or a metaphor for you living your life, okay? So the problem here is right after the oil spill happened 50-something days ago is foreign countries, Norwegians, Belgians, the Dutch, all kinds of people that have highly sophisticated skimming equipment and high-tech stuff all offered to help right away. And our Washington, D.C. federal government said, oh, now, you know, we can handle it ourselves. We got the Jones Act. We can't do anything about it. And, you know, President Bush, when he was president, waived the Jones Act after post-Katrina. How you doing?
You making a movie?
Yeah, I'm making a little movie. I post on the internet.
Oh, okay.
On the
Who
web.
are you?
Hmm?
Who are you? From
Captain
America?
Rob.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My
Yeah,
name's Jackie Goddard. I work for the Times newspaper of London.
Jackie Goddard of the Times in London. All right, where was I? I got distracted when she wanted to chat with me, so I took a break and was talking with her for a while. So anyway, I was talking, I think, about the Jones Act, and you know, we've got vessels out there because it's so expensive to build vessels here and that. You know, Norwegian vessels, Belgian vessels, there's really high-tech skimming, there's a lot of equipment out there. And shortly after the spill happened, after the Horizon blew up and burned down, you know, they offered to help. And the folks in Washington, D.C. have said, oh no, we've got it handled, we can do it. And the point there is, you know, BP themselves have said it's going to take them around 9 months to clean up the oil in the Gulf with the resources that they have. And, you know, I'm all for employing American people and everything like that. Again, I don't want this to be political, but in a time like this, you know, there's people that we could reduce it to 3 months if we let these foreign folks come in and help us out. So I kind of don't see why throw everything at it. Use every resource available instead of picking and choosing. But yeah, the official statement out of the White House is the president is considering waiving the Jones Act. Make a decision. Say yes or say no, but don't sit on the fence. You have to make decisions in your life. So again, making decisions, you know, for you in your life, it's not a hole in the boat. Don't worry about it. All right, so again, this is not a statement about the lack of leadership in Washington, D.C. That's just a metaphor, an analogy to use for you to live your life, for you to make decisions in your life. Boy, there's so much activity here today because evidently, again, I think Obama's supposedly going to come through here. So we're getting the beach all nice and cleaned up and everything, making it look like they're really doing something. So, all right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this show. And remember, my goal is to motivate and stimulate you to live your pirate lifestyle. Arr.